Nearly 50 years after the novel by Edgar Rice Burroughs, Kevin Connor presents The Land That Time Forgot, a 1975 fantastic adventure filled with dinosaurs. The plot: Bowen Tyler, played by Doug McClure, and Lisa Clayton, played by Susan Penhaligon, sounds like a dinosaur herself, along with a group of survivors of a missile strike on the cruise ship, are adrift, and soon they resort to hijacking the submarine that struck them down. It's a good thing that Mr. Tyler knows how to operate submersibles because of his father's workmanship on said vessels. It's a bad thing that Dietz, played by Anthony Ennelly, tampers with their compass and the crew are now lost. Their luck soon changes when they come to find an island described as Caprona and decide to find a way in. After rather successfully maneuvering their submersible through a hole in the icy exterior, they come to find out that inside it's a tropical paradise. Aww. However, they also find out rather quickly that they are not the only beings at war in this jungle. Dinosaurs are constantly fighting each other every day, and now Tyler and the crew are looking quite good on the menu. Half of that plot synopsis only takes up about 30 minutes of the film. The rest of the hour afterwards is chock full of rubber dinosaurs, and the crew trying to figure out how to survive and escape Caprona. I'll start off with the pros for this one. The miniatures, lighting, and overall mood of the film is perfect for a dinosaur-filled movie. The characters and acting are pretty good too, and you grow to enjoy watching these characters even if at first it may seem like they're a bit bland. An abundance of miniatures were used in this movie, everything from the submersible to the island itself, although I have to say they look fantastic. The submersible moves and appears realistic. Slow motion was definitely implemented. Caprona is humid and colorful to the senses. I love the lighting they use in some scenes, including, but not limited to, the shot with the Diplodocus next to the cliff, which is an awesome matte painting, and the shot of the baby Ceratosaurus, I believe, feasting in a nest, while Doug McClure gives some narration. Not about the carnivore, about the, what they were doing. So, yeah. Speaking of McClure, he's a multifaceted person who knows what to do and when to do it. He does make a dumb decision to shoot a missile at something before they get to the island, but hey, payback's a bitch, I guess. The German crew is pretty good. Captain von Schoenwartz, played by John McEnery, is the most sympathetic because he just wants what's best for everyone in the end. Dietz is a pile of shit. I don't know, he thinks he can just tell the captain what to do and get away with it, and freaking A, he does. Another thing I'd like to point out, which is more of a con, is that no one really has any character development. Sure, there's some growth, but we don't get to know anything about anyone besides the captain, Lisa, and Tyler. The captain and Lisa have some great banter about science, nature, and the ethics of man, as well as morals. I actually really liked the few scenes they spoke to each other because they were complete opposites yet had good chemistry, oddly enough. Our groups of characters also come into contact with a caveman named actually befriends them, even if Doug was kind of a dick to him at first. The makeup on the caveman ain't half bad, and that brings me to my next section, the gore, the effects. There is some blood, but nothing to an excessive amount. The rubber dinosaurs are laughable, especially the pterodactyls. My god, they couldn't even get them to flap their wings. The Allosauruses weren't terrible, but could have used a bit of work. When they shoot at the Styracosaurus and blow off some parts of their spiked heads, it looked like styrofoam with zero blood. And where was the damn scene with the T-Rex fighting the sub underwater? You lied to me, poster. You lied. The motion picture soundtrack gets a bit whimsical, but it works for this kind of film. Douglas Gamley did a serviceable job at adding to the atmosphere in a fitting way. While this movie is ridiculous and has borderline laughable effects, I still found myself enjoying this movie. Take what you will from it, but I found the lush setting of Caprona hypnotic, and the fact that we get a plethora of dinosaurs, including some I didn't mention like the Triceratops, Polacanthus, Mosasaurus, and Plesiosaurus, is oh so satisfying. I recommend this movie, especially to dino fanatics and B-movie lovers alike. its budget of $1.5 million was used well, and even though it had no chance against Jaws that year, it still comes out on top as probably my favorite dinosaur movie of that year, alongside Terror of Mechagodzilla. Loverl, I give The Land That Time Forgot a 3 out of 5. I'm Brian Gatto, host of Horror Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below, leave comments, and subscribe.